What is going on, everybody? Back at you again with another late edition of this Move the Chains podcast with your man and the host of this hour, Sam McIntyre. I wanted to get into today. I usually go my Raider reaction after what I just saw, that shellacking of from the Broncos, as I call them, the Triple Ds, the Dirty Denver Donkeys. I wanted to get into the Jet situation, what's going on with that. Jesus, I feel like it's an East Coast version of the Raiders. I'll get into that. I'll dive into that. I wanted to hit on a point that my buddy Grant Sin mentioned to me today about Matt LaFleur. And how he gets hype and, he's kind of whiffed some calls. So I wanted to get into that. And I hope we're doing well today on this this wacky Wednesday. Hump Day! So I want to start off like I always do with my Raiders. That was a beatdown Sunday, no question about it. They were up 10-0. They had some momentum. And I'm thinking in my head going, holy shit, it's going to be 17-0. Mile High Massacre, 59-14, 2010. When my guy Darren McFadden was going Rambo. It felt like old times. I'm like, holy shit, we've won 8 in a row in this rivalry. I feel like it's good. We're getting back to being Raiders, beating the shit out of these donkeys, fucking stone cold, RKO, pow, wrestling, brother, woo! You know what I'm saying? I felt great. And then the pick six happened. And I went, all right, I'm out. So now they changed the quarterback position to obviously Aiden O'Connell, who I call Farva from Super Troopers. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm going to bang this table, and I'm going to say it all the time throughout this season. We need a dude at quarterback. I want a Jackson Dart. I want Cam Ward. I want a Carson Beck possibly. I want a Quinn Ewers. Shador, maybe, and I'll get to him in a second because there's something weird going on there. But please, Raiders, you have to make a good move at quarterback. You need a dude. You know, it's funny today, at the end of my workout, I always do these NFL throwback videos, and I watched the Raiders play the Patriots post-Tuck rule. Fuck you, Bill Belichick. Fuck you. Love it. Yeah, suck it, Bill. And I just watched Rich Gannon operate. And they need that kind of guy at quarterback. Who can bark, who can scream, who everybody likes. You know, and I look around this league, and there's a lot of quarterbacks that not a lot of people like. Kyler Murray, not likable. Jay Cutler was like this for years. Aaron Rodgers has some of this. So I think the Raiders need that at the helm. Now, the season's not lost. We're 2-3. I'm sitting here in my head going, okay, you beat Pittsburgh 1 week at a time. Then you're back to what you are, 500. That's okay. But the more I dig deep on this team, there is issues everywhere. We got the Devontae mess going on, which I don't know what's going on with that. I've told you my stance on it. I'm fed up with it. Now him and Pierce are okay. Lord knows. I'm burned out from it. Get rid of him. I want him gone. And maybe he just came to Vegas to have a circle jerk with Derek Carr, and, that was it. But I can't, again, I'll go back to this. I don't feel sorry for Devontae. You chose to go to dysfunction. Fuck around. You're going to find out. And I'm a Raider fan. I love the Raiders. I got them tatted on my arm, and I love you. But, man, you make it hard. Man, I just... And Max Crosby, I love you, and you playing your butt off this year. And then I got the news that Christian Wilkins is out, or $110 million defensive tackle, was a beast for Miami last year. He's out for the year with foot surgery. Kuntz is out. Our pass rush had 9 sacks last year. They had to go into the momentum with a really good defensive line this year, front four. Middle linebackers were okay. I love Spillane. Kind of typical Raider, find him miscast and got him on the foot, and I love him. He represents a Raider. In secondary, I'll say this. That Bennett kid can play, not bad. Jack Jones, I don't love everything he does. He's a dumbass. Tried bringing a gun in an airport, idiot. But typical Raiders, we got to go sign these idiots. So, again, I don't know with this team right now. We can't run the football. Our offensive line is okay. I don't think it's as bad as I've seen it. I think Colton Miller needs to get his footing back. He was out, obviously, all mini camp, and the first couple weeks has been brutal. The first play of that Baltimore game, forced fumble, got beat around the edge. Like, this reminded me of the rookie Colton Miller year that I saw. We picked him 10th overall, and obviously I won a Roquan in that draft, but it happens. But I think right now we're at a crossroads with the Raiders. Can you win? And I'll say this with Zamir White, the running back. I like him a lot. In that Chief game last year, kind of showed me like, okay, we get this guy from Georgia, kind of a bowling ball to complement what Jacobs was doing. Well, I meant Jacobs was out and, he took over. But now I'm watching this running game now, and I'm like going, just put Alexander Madison the number one. Because he fits it better, the scheme, the blocking scheme. Zeus needs a fullback and a running in a power run game to go with this. Because then I think it could be unlocked with his potential and his kind of bowling ball style of running the ball, contact, and all that. It reminds me of the Raiders, middle 2000s, when they had John Ritchie, they had Zach Crockett, king of the Wild Frontier. Love this dance. And they just had a bunch of real. Tyrone Wheatley was a stud. And you go back and watch those old Raider teams, they ran the football. Marcus Allen. So you dig deep, and I just feel like the Raiders need a guy. And I'll say this with our receiving core is not bad. I like what I'm seeing. Trey Tucker's a beast, can fly, got great speed. DJ Turner a couple weeks ago. The Raiders, here's the thing. If you get drafted by the Raiders, I'm more worried about everything else. Excuse me. I'm more worried about the dysfunction part of it. Now, the talent part, I agree, it's kind of weird. Because I love Brock Bowers. He's balling. He is awesome. And Carson Beck sure misses him at Georgia right now. As a safety net. And defensively, I can't, listen, you could shit on them all the time and say, we give up 34 points. Yeah, 24 of them were on offense. That pick six doesn't happen, whatever. So I get the Broncos. Listen, Jackson, I love you, my brother. Congrats to you. You got the dub. Okay? It was you've earned it. You've taken shit from my Raiders for a long time. You got the dub. And listen, I'll be the first to say, I hate saying this as a Raider fan, Denver's got pretty good players. I think they know what they're doing. I don't love Bo Nix, but for what Sean Payton wants to do with him, kind of this Drew Breesian kind of thing, it can work. I'm not saying it can't. And then Surtain's a beast, obviously. His dad was a great pro in the league. They got players everywhere. They're doing this on coaching. Now, I'm not the biggest Sean Payton guy. I admit he's a great coach, great designer, schemer, all that. He's won a Super Bowl. He's not a bum. I think he's kind of got a little bit of Gruden, like it was a while ago. You need to do it now. We're kind of reminiscing like 2009 was when I was in 7th grade. He won the Super Bowl. Okay. Long time ago. But Denver's got players. They're going to be I don't know what happens the rest of the year. But right now in this moment, the Raiders got a lot of looking to do. I don't know. I've been hearing rumors that they're going to get Shador. God, if they do that, I'm going to be mad. Because I know my buddy Matt Heitman, who I love and I've known him a long time, said, well, Sammy's not going to Vegas. Yeah, but I got to deal with his dumbass. And I don't want to deal with Shador. I know he's talented. And I got this comp today from my buddy Grant sent at the gym about this. I love you, bro. Was that he's Baker Mayfield. And my take is, well, I see a better version of Geno Smith. That's his comp. Now, the Baker one I get. Undersized, immature, gets to the league, all that. But I was thinking about this tonight. I keep forgetting he went to Cleveland when they were bad. Now, if he were to go to the Raiders, let's just throw out a hypothetical. There's pieces there in place in Vegas that can work. Brock Bowers, you got a decent offensive line. Jackson Powers-Johnson looks like a player. You obviously have some decent pieces on the offensive line. And your defense should be back next year. So when I look at the Raiders, yes, we're kind of deficient at quarterback. No doubt about it. I'm tired of Uncle Rico, and I'm tired of fucking Aiden O'Connell, but Farva from Super Troopers. I'm done with them, both of them. Okay? So we'll hopefully this week, Aiden O'Connell gets the start. So that's my take on the Raiders. I do this every week, so thank you. I wanted to touch on a couple other things. I was at the gym today, like I mentioned a couple times, and my buddy Grant Sin and I were talking, and he kind of made the point that Matt LaFleur is a little overrated. And, okay, I'll give him this. I did think a lot of long and hard about it as I went through my workout and I was finishing up. I get the reason Matt LaFleur could be overrated. I'm with you. The two games, the championship game where he didn't go for it, and the 2022 finale against the Lions, those are very fair. And I also think the Niners, the game last year, they didn't close. So that's a criticism. I'm with you. My only thing with Matt LaFleur, and I'm with you, is that he's in a tough division. Now, and again, I think, obviously, also, early on, he got it easy. He got 4 wins, obviously, against the Lions and the Bears. That's fair, and I'm not disputing that. And it's gotten better the last couple of years. The NFC North is like cannibalism. I mean, good hell, you can make a Pro Bowl team offensively with all that players in the NFC North. It is that stacked. Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota, and obviously some of the players in Chicago. But I feel like right now, I agree with people saying that, okay, yes, he's overrated in the fact that you've had Aaron Rodgers, but I also could sit here and go, well, that was Aaron Rodgers' offense when Matt LaFleur was there. I know Matt LaFleur rechanged him, but it was still shotgun, Aaron spread it out, what Aaron loves to do, with some versions of the West Coast with the bootlegs and all that stuff. But I would take Matt LaFleur over Mike McDaniel any day of the week, 10 times on Sunday. Mike McDaniel has not won a big game. Matt LaFleur has won a couple playoff games. Now, I can get the point of being overrated, and we got to see it playing out. But I love what he's doing in Green Bay. And listen, Green Bay just knows how to get offense right there. They're the opposite of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh gets all the defense right, but they can't get the offense right. So it's like you're role reversing everything. So I just want to touch on that. Last thing I wanted to touch on here, I'm looking at my notes here, is I wanted to touch on the Jets. And I know I did yesterday. And my God, they're the version of the Raiders East Coast. I'm starting to feel it. I'm going to throw a name out there, and you guys can respond to however you want to do with this. New York Jets, I got a PSA for you. Go hire Mike Vrabel. He's sitting in Cleveland right now, jogging, pretending he's a player. He's a consultant. Go get him. You need a guy like this. Tough. Bottom line. No bullshit. It's New York. It's tough. He was in the Foxborough area for the Patriots playing there years ago. He knows the importance of the Patriots-Jets rivalry. He can fix this defense, get it right. We keep forgetting, by the way, he took Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill, receiver, turned quarterback, Texas A&M, 8th overall pick by the Miami Dolphins, to the playoffs and got number 1 seed. I know a couple people at the gym that I talked to tonight said it was with an asterisk. He had 2,000-yard rushing Derrick Henry. I get all that. But you still went number 1 seed at home in a playoff game against Joe Burrow, which I can admit, Tannehill shit the bed, threw 3 picks. Not disputing that. Okay? But the point being is, Mike Vrabel can coach. He can coach, man. That Tennessee team never should have been as good as they were. And by the way, that number 1 seed that they had that I just mentioned, they were in it with Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Justin Herbert all in the same conference. So, Jet fans, do it. It makes sense. You need to get a grown-up in there that can put up with Aaron Rodgers and get this thing right. And if they hire Vrabel, I don't know if the Jets will do it. I don't know. But here's one thing I do know. Make Aaron Rodgers uncomfortable. Fuck what Aaron Rodgers thinks. Screw it. You go ahead, Mike. You go fire Nat Hackett tomorrow. I don't give a rat's ass that he's Aaron Rodgers' buddy. Who cares? This Jets team is good. I've said it before. They got talent, dude. This isn't a talent problem with the Jets. This isn't like New England where your cupboard's not bare. Where the cupboard is, they got nothing there. There's no food there. Jets got food. It's there. You just got to put the pieces together and make it work. I would fire Hackett, bring in Frank Reich, just let him sit down with Aaron and figure out what to do. Because you need something new on this offense. It's so boring. Now, again, their offensive line is not, they can't run the ball. I said this last night. I don't know why. Their offensive line, Joe Tippmann, 260, Snyder kid, shout out to Fort Wayne. Love you, brother. Went to Wisconsin. Love it. And, listen, they got Tyron Smith still playing. Now, again, you can't get the Tyron Smith of old when he came out of USC, 9th overall pick by the Cowboys. But he still gives you decent. And you got Morgan Moses, who he's been a durable player for the Ravens. Only missed, 2 games? And Elijah Vera-Tucker from USC is a good player. There's players on the offensive line that I look at and go, okay, there's something there. But at the same time, I don't know what happens. And listen, would I have fired Saleh? Probably, but I would have taken both those guys and got them out of town. But Woody Johnson, what do you know? Fucks around, he's going to find out. Stupid shit surprises. He kept the wrong guy. He kept Ned Hackett and he got rid of Saleh. I don't get it. Listen, I understood if you were to do it after you beat the Bills. If you beat the Bills, you're 3-3. You're in first place in the East. I don't get it. But this is the Jets. Nothing changes. There's always something crazy going on. I don't, like, then a part of me doesn't feel bad for Aaron Rodgers. You chose this. You brought all your homies with you, Aaron, and you still suck on offense. So I'm out, but I just want to hop on here tonight. Like I always say in my videos, hit the like, subscribe, share button to your friends, leave some comments, leave some suggestions. I would truly appreciate it. I love you guys, all of you that tune in. Until next time, I will be keeping content open all weekend and throughout the week. Have a good night.